What a game that was. 2-2 to Union Berlin, and you know exactly what that means. The run is over. We could not break Pep Guardiola's streak, but we broke AC Milan's streak. Locked that in, but it's an unfortunate day at the office because that was definitely the worst game of the season for Bayern Munich, from the play style to the Haram ball to just the last-minute winner. I mean, the only game that comes close is that DFB Pokal game, but this clearly takes the cake with that.
But at least we have the unbeaten streak. Lock that in for sure. There is some positives to obviously take. I mean, that's the only really positive, to be honest with you, from this game. But listen, we'll still take that. International break is coming. We can only hope for no injuries, and then we'll be back to cooking again. We really played a tough game on Wednesday in Paris. On Tuesday in Paris. We won against PSG away from home, so I was kind of expecting us to fall out a little bit. Maybe barely win, or maybe even scrape a draw for sure. So I'm not going to be I'm not going to be complaining about it, to be honest with you. I know my buddy over here might be complaining, but to be honest with you, it's one game. It happens. At least our unbeaten streak is still there. Harry Kane, 92nd minute, I believe, or 93rd minute. He came in clutch for us. Luis Diaz, what a goal that was, let me tell you. The angle on that shot, the fact that he kept that ball in, absolutely fantastic. The defending for the first goal and the second goal was a little bit off, but yeah, Tan Upamecano, it's an off day at the end. They cooked against PSG, so I'm not going to really take this game too seriously. I'm not going to overreact. I'm not going to say we're not going to beat Arsenal. We're going to beat Arsenal, let me tell you. We're going to lock it in. We still have the momentum on our side. Lock that in for sure.
All right, so first half was a sleepy start to the game. Union Berlin were all over us for the first 35 minutes. Got that offside goal that was barely offside. Definitely could have been easily a 3-2 for them, or at least a start of 2-0, because then they went on and scored a few minutes later, of course, and it actually was 1-0 after that. So it could have easily been 2-0 in the first half too. Union Berlin, they were definitely cooking us. We came to this game asleep, tired, maybe from the PSG game, of course. And yeah, we didn't rotate anyone except for Goretzka, so it was the same lineup after that. Very, very tough game. But we survived 1-0, and Luis Diaz actually probably the only bright spot of the first half was that Luis Diaz goal that my buddy was talking about. It was absolutely insane of a goal. Go watch it right now if you haven't. But yeah, that was really it. Union Berlin really were haram-balling us. And in the second half, it was more the same thing. I mean, we started off the second half sleeping again, and then after those first 10 minutes of sleeping, boom, it was right back to them playing 10-man block, and we couldn't break it down. They get a corner, I believe. Free kick, and they score. Harry Kane assist for them, lock that in. But Harry Kane went up for it, of course, in the second half with the goal. And yeah, undefeated streak is still there. We're going to show Leverkusen levels. We're going to show them how it's done. We're going to have a better undefeated run than them, but it had to happen eventually. Just everything from Goretzka starting to the defense kind of being in shambles for this game, just misplaced passes, very tired. You could tell this was a very, very bogey game, very shithousery game.
Yeah, but games like this happen. You can't be perfect all the time. This isn't career mode. We're not playing FIFA career mode in professional or world-class mode. This is just how it is. This is how football is, and obviously Union Berlin are a decent team, especially away from home as well. They're away from home that Bayern played. Of course, Union Berlin played obviously at home. So they're obviously a great team. Not going to take too much out of it. I'm not going to complain. It happens. What can you do? We move forward from here, really.
I forgot to mention this. Two things we got to talk about. Big things about the game. Luis Diaz, after he scored that banger of a goal, absolutely missed a one-on-one chance that would have easily brought us that win streak. How do you go from scoring that to 5 minutes later, missing a one-on-one? All you had to do was near post was open, far post was open, and he did a Leroy Sané impression. I mean, I'm going to still talk about it because whether you score a banger or not, you should be scoring that. It doesn't change the fact that he absolutely shanked that one. And then the Neuer bobble for the second goal, or the first goal. First goal was absolutely criminal. He's unk. He's still goated. He's having an amazing season. We're not going to take that away from him at 39, but I don't care if it happens. It shouldn't happen when we're on the win streak. We need to lock back in. We cannot have any of that mistakes happening in our bigger games. So on the day, Leverkusen won 6-0. Dortmund actually ended up tying 1-1, and Leipzig lost 3-1. I feel like that's always the case with the Bundesliga. When Bayern drop points, everyone else likes to follow what the big boys do and drop points as well. So where does that leave us in terms of the table with our first dropped points of the season? Of course, we're still first. 28 points. Lock that in. Then, since Leipzig lost, they're still in second, but with 22 points, so we keep a 2-game, 6 points ahead of them. That is amazing going into an international break. Yeah. Then Dortmund obviously dropped points as well, which they would have won. They would have been above Leipzig, but they dropped the points as they do. Classic choke artist. Dortmund, 21 points, so 7 points behind. And Leverkusen are having a sneaky little run back into Europe with 20 points. So that's how the top four is shaping up, and we are locked in an international break. That's beautiful.
Beautiful. I mean, like I said, Champions League first, Bundesliga first. We cannot complain whatsoever. We just got to take this game, learn after mistakes, and we go from there. Simple.
From this game, the one thing that take away from it, that DFB Pokal matchup is going to be scary.
Yeah,
that's all I got to say.
Definitely, especially since we're playing away from home as well, literally the same stadium. It's going to be tough because Union Berlin, you see that they could sneak up on you. And, like their first 35 minutes of the half, they were cooking us for sure. So, I mean, it's going to be a really tough game. Let's hope we can obviously pounce because, I'd rather draw this game and win the other game than the other way around, essentially, than win a Bundesliga and then lose to them. So, we learned from our mistakes. They'll learn from us. We'll learn from them, and we should be back. I think we could definitely do this for sure. Lock that in.
But other than that, that's all I got. You got?
I mean, that's all I really got. We just move forward from here. I know there were some mistakes, of course, that Luis Diaz one-on-one, Manuel Neuer, little fumble, but it's football at the end of the day. As long as we have that unbeaten streak going and we know we're going to international break and we're still up, we're still fine. Yeah, he's rage baiting me right now.
All right, so that's it. 2-2 Union Berlin win streak is officially over. Kane is back on the score sheet. Luis Diaz scoring bangers. Neuer being questionable in goal. All of it. We got Harambal coming up in the DFB Pokal. And yeah, Arsenal, we are on the way. Do not think that this means anything. We're going to get back to winning ways and cook you guys in Champions League. Lock that all in. Thank you guys for watching and come for the next live stream or your